Okay, you know what? Man, I think it's time to build the application, man. I need to show people my process, how I build applications the fast way. I've been a software engineer for decades. Um, right now, we are in a new era with models being able to build websites. It's easier than ever. I'm gonna show you my process and show you how easy it is to build a website. We're gonna build a front end SaaS application. Um, we just gonna just go ahead and jump right into it. The thing that I'm gonna be building it with is Next.js. This is a React framework that a lot of people use. It should be very easy. I'm just gonna go over the simple basics. This right here is the installation page. This is pretty much what we're gonna be using right here. I'm using npm myself. Um, and the reason I like it is because it builds your environment, so you don't have to just go to an index page and open that up. So it's a lot that comes with React, and we are going to basically grab a lot of the features of React. Just to explain what this does right here, this npx creating the latest apps is taking the latest of Next.js, and then this my app is basically the name of whatever you want to call your app. So I'm just going to take this, and the underscore yes is just taking the defaults of what configuration that they want to do. I'm just going to leave that off for this time. So right now I have a terminal open, and I am going to change this my app. Let's change this to be, I want to sell caps, right? So this is going to be a cap store, right? And right now when I press enter, automatically with Next.js, what it's going to do is start building out my environment. It's going to ask me probably a couple of questions. It's going to ask me the recommended default, so it's using TypeScript, ESLint, Tailwind, CSS. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. I want to say yes. So this is what it's going to build it with. These different things. Tailwind CSS is a framework that uses CSS. It is a lot cleaner than, well, that's a whole video in itself. But what it does is allows you to style your components, but we don't even have to worry about that because we are going to be using mostly models in order to do all of our styling. We just going to tell the model what we want it to do, and it's going to create it. So while this is going, I am going to explain my environment. What I'm using is GitHub Copilot, and I know there's other ones like Cursor and other systems that people are building on, and Lovable and blah blah blah. This is my environment. I like it. I'm able to select between a couple of different models that I want to use. I love, like, I'll show you some stuff, and one of the main things that I want to show today is they have a feature now called Skills. And Skills is dope because it allows you so that you don't have to keep telling a model what you want. You can give it a skill so it automatically knows what to do in a certain situation. So the skill that I'm gonna be giving it today is how I like my websites to be built, right? I can share it. I'll share it, and I'll put it a link to it, so you guys can use it if you want to. But this skill will, you know, allow the model to build a website the way that I want it to look and feel. And there's a couple of things that I'm gonna add to it as far as like a color scheme and maybe some fonts that I want to use. But we just gonna jump right into it. So here we go. I think it's almost here. So success. I think we already have it. So let's change directory into that cap store. CD into this cap store. All right, so now we in the cap store. I use, like I said, Visual Studio Code. I don't think I said it, but Visual Studio Code. So what I'm gonna do is type code and period. What this is gonna do is it's gonna open up this folder in Visual Studio Code. All right, and just like that, this is what the application created, right? So we can take a look at that right now if we want to. I am going to open up a terminal. I'm using shortcuts because I use different things, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But um, what I am going to do is inside of this cap store, I am going to say npm run dev, right? What it's going to do is it's going to start up an environment that I'm able to click on the link. So this localhost 3000, this is on my local, and now I'm able to follow that link and I can just see what was built. All right, so this is like the default out of the box website that they build for you, and everything is good, right? So the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to snatch a skill from one of the projects that I had before. I'm gonna pop it into this project, and we should be able to use that skill. So let's do this. Let's do this. Probably shouldn't be showing you my stuff, but this is okay. This is my development thing. So let's go into here and let's grab this guy. And let's go back here and come into my cap store and paste that in. All right, cool. So now we can pop out of here. Did I close this? I think I did. I closed the wrong thing, but we could just easily go back to it, follow the link, go back to it. Um, so what I'm gonna be doing is I am going to build side by side, right? Um, I don't know if we have enough screen real estate, but let's build this side by side so that we can see, all the things that I'm doing. I'm not coding, so right now I could use my code window to the maximum. These are the skills that I was talking about. I have this UI design skill, right? And if I take a look at that, actually, I'm gonna take a look at it in large screen so that we can kind of see some of the stuff that's going on here. In a skill, the main thing that it needs is a name, UI design skill, and a description. So the description is a design implementation, consistent, blah, blah, blah. And then you have like all of these things that make up this skill, right? So what it essentially does is tells it that I want to build this in some sort of grayscale, right? And I want to use certain colors to be able to highlight. I want like modernized buttons. I'm giving it examples here of how I like to build my stuff, right? I also like dark mode. I like light mode and dark mode, but this is a simple file. It's only like 242 lines. All right, so closing that out, let's start this off. I am going to, this is live, as a matter of fact. I don't have any pre-written prompts. We just gonna go. One more thing before I do this. I've seen this site. I use this site. And there's a Tailwind color generator. I really like this. All right. What this allows you to do is you just take one color, and if you get a membership, you could probably do multiple colors or whatever. But this site, I wanna use like some type of purple. Let's go with purple, right? Give it some saturation. Is this a nice purple? I think this is a nice purple. All right, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna generate this guy. All right. So with Tailwind, what I'm doing is I'm just taking this, I'm copying this to clipboard. It's giving me all the shades of that color, and I'm gonna put that into my prompt. Okay. So far so good. Let me minimize this. Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say we are using Tailwind. Actually, I'm gonna just tell it, please add the following to, can't type, to my tailwind, config as a color theme. I'm gonna put a semicolon and just paste that color thing in. I also, Google Fonts. In Google Fonts, there is a font called Manrope, and I use that pretty often. So I'm just gonna open this one up one more time. I wanna show you what that Manrope looks like. So Google Fonts. Let's go to Google Fonts. And Google Fonts, let's look for Manrope, and I'm just going to tell it that I want to use this Manrope font, right? So Manrope, I'm also going to help it out. So Manrope, this is Manrope, looks pretty nice. I'm just going to copy this URL, and we are going to hop back in here. I'm going to say, also, I like to use the following font located here. All right, cool. Just let them know. All right, so they're going to go in, they're going to add the color theme that I like. It already has skills, remember. And then the next thing that I plan to do is we are going to replace that landing screen that we just saw with the storefront front page, right? And it's going to be a simple prompt. This is super easy, and we're going to see what it creates. So the cool thing is it builds this right in, like as you building, it can build, and we'll do a side by side so that we can actually see. So let's do a side by side here. All right, that's the Manrope. This is the code. I am going to widen this screen because it's pretty much just going to be prompts. You only have to look at the folder structure after a certain point. All right, we can get rid of this Manrope. We can get rid of this guy. We can also get rid of this guy. All right, and we have our site back. All right, so let's see. You can now, all right, so they gave us the classes that we can use. I'm not going to be using anything. This is going to be all you. All right, so I would like to replace the current landing page with a web storefront where we sell baseball caps. Please include a hero section, about us, actually products, about us. Let's go before the hero section, let's say clean navigation. bar, a hero section, product section, products. Let's say about us. Reviews. Let's do reviews. And a footer section. All right, so while this is working, we should see that this page gets updated and we'll see what it comes up with. So right now it has the skill, it has my prompt, and right now it should have everything it needs. So while this is going, let me tell you my process. Because what I think a lot of people get wrong is that they attempt to build a full application with one prompt. And that's where I think things get dicey. I think you should build things up piece by piece, feature by feature, right? So building one page is very simple for a model. So the way that I like to work is I will build out that one page and then I'll build pages on top of that, right? So this looks like trash. I don't think it used. No. This is boo boo doo doo. All right, all right. You know what? I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna work with it. That was garbage. So let's do this. Let's say, please use the vivid violet theme as accents. Also, I would like a light mode and dark mode. And let's see what it comes up with. Well, that was bookie dookie. I don't really know what the heck happened here. And it did my sections, but this is, oh, I don't know. This is booba the dookie. I might have to throw this out. Whoa. You're saying they're using accents, but let's see. This, oof. Okay, this is, they did something that looks better here. That looks better. Like, I think it's fixing itself. Okay, something is happening. Oh my God, that first one. Woof. Okay. If we could get some highlights boxes or some image kind of things. I think it's maybe an image here. Maybe we'll put some type of background on that image thing. Let's see. This is looking better. This is looking better, but I'm not seeing my accent colors. Uh, is looking better. Where are my colors? Let's see what they talking about over here. Let's see what they are talking about over here. They're asking a question. Let's see. Yes, please. They want to add a toggle button. Yes, please. I need to use those colors, and I also need to use the font. I'm not seeing that the font is being used. All right, you want to put a toggle in there. Let's see what you come up with. All right, we got a light mode and a dark mode. Let's see what you are coming with. It's not working yet. Come on, man. Come on. Work hard. Okay, got some colors. Okay, okay. Okay. All right, it'll fix the errors. It'll fix its own errors, but we are okay. Okay. I like. All right, only thing is I needed to use, but look. Look, look, look. Looky, looky. All right, let's see what's going on over here. You finished? Nope, let it finish, let it finish, let them finish. Okay. I think it's finished. Okay, say ran it with no errors. Cool. Okay, so now I just want to please use my man rope font on headers. Oh, I can't wait to see what this dark mode is gonna look like. It's looking good. That means on smaller screens it's already sized up for tablet and mobile. So this is looking decent. Okay. Let's take a look. I want to refresh this. I don't know if this is man rope, but this does look good. This does look good. Let's see what light mode and dark mode. Okay, I'm not seeing any changes between light mode and dark mode. Let's tell them. I'm just going to keep it right now. I'm not using any type of repo or anything. Normally, I would save changes to a repo if I like things, and then I'm able to kind of roll it or dial it back if I don't like it. So far, so good. I like this. I like this. Let's it. Let me take off caps. The light mode and dark mode doesn't seem to work. So one of the things, now I'm gonna start putting you onto the secret sauce of all of this stuff, right? So while this is doing this, let's see. I think this is already worked on that. So let's see with this light mode and dark mode. So you see how it had an issue because I don't know if you read it, but it had an issue because it was saying that the certain version in the dark mode that was for Next.js or whatever, it didn't work properly, right? So it's saying that in version 4, variants and classes, blah blah blah. So it's having some issue there. One of the secret sauce items that we're going to work with is a MCP server, so a model context protocol server. So what we want to do is I want to go back to, we are going to go back to Next.js, and Next.js has a MCP server. And what that does, what an MCP server does, is it tells your model how to work with it, right? So let's see, MCP for coding agents, right? So boom, and I like normally here's the reason why you want to use a model, right? Say I never read through all this stuff. Say I didn't know anything about this stuff. A model can learn this stuff way faster than I can read through this stuff and try to understand this crap, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this URL. I'm gonna take that, minimize this guy. I'm gonna come in here and say, I have a MCP server that I would like you to implement for Next.js. And then what I could do is, oh, there's a keyword. So if I say fetch, what fetch does is allows the model to go to the actual website, read all the stuff that we just saw and understand it and then implement it, right? So let's do this. We may have to close the environment and start it up again because it may not turn on the MCP server right away. So we may have to shut it down and then turn it back on, which is super easy to do. I'll show you that. All right, cool. So with that implemented, let's go over here real quick. Let's stop this. I'm gonna Control C to stop this server. Come on, catch on to what I'm doing, buddy. Control C, we got it. CLS, just a clear screen. And then let's run it again. NPM run dev. I'm gonna hit the right arrow just to lock that in. Let's run it again, and I'm just gonna refresh this page. I'm gonna go full page with this. Let's do this and refresh. Okay. All right. So right now the MCP server is running, and there's a couple of things in the Next.js framework that like pretty much helps us with images. It helps us with navigation links. It helps us with, it's like a ton of features that's built in that will help us, right? So now it knows really how to work with React properly, right? So my light mode and dark mode is still not working. Let's tell them. And then once we get it to, like right now, I'm gonna go through a couple of styling things and making sure that it is building the way that I want it, get it to a good look that I want, and then we'll just add on a couple of different pages and we'll see where we can get. We'll see what we can get. just a couple of pages. How long we've been running for right now? Not that long. So my plan is to build like maybe a products page, maybe a shopping cart, and that will give you enough information to build your own projects. Depending on how this video does, it'll let me know if I need to come back and create like a back end to it. So like um, by back end, what I mean is when you build a website, you need a back end to persist data. So maybe capturing things like store items. So like maybe building a admin page where you can add new products to the store. You can connect up Stripe. You can like so it's a lot of back end functionality that you will want, like storing stuff to a database and just a ton of stuff. And I'll go into that if we ever get to that point. But that will be next, and it's depending on if people actually even see this thing. So this shop now button, I'm gonna probably hook that up. It's still not doing anything. Are we getting any errors? I'm gonna inspect and see if we are getting any errors when we press this button. It doesn't look like it. But this is, I gotta say, this is nice. This is nice. I like it. All right, I'm having a little issue with this button. Let's see what it's actually saying. So remove this. All right, it's saying that we should probably restart. You know what? I'm gonna go inspect, and then I'm gonna hold this, and then we're gonna empty cache. Maybe emptying the cache is probably gonna do something a little bit different. All right, light mode, dark mode, dark. Come on, no. All right, this is the kind of stuff that we go through. So, all right, here's another feature. Can you open this in a simple browser? Because that's another feature that it has, where it can actually see its own work. All right, so we'll do that. He'll open that up in the browser, which means I can close this, and we'll open this. All right, so let's hit dark mode. Absolutely nothing is happening. Okay, if you enable that setting? What is it saying? One limitation on my side: I can't expect rendered pages unless Workbench browser enable chat tools. Let's do this. All right, it's saying that I gotta enable this in the settings. Let's go into settings and search for this guy. Settings and search for that guy. And let's enable that guy so he has access to do the work. Let's do this. All right. Oops, I meant it's enabled. All right, check it for yourself. Let's see what you come up with. All right, now what do you do? Let's allow for the whole session. Always allow. So while that guy's working, okay, we in dark mode, guys. We in dark mode. I don't like this, so we'll fix this guy. We'll fix those. But dark mode, dark mode, light mode, and dark mode. All right, all right, all right, all right. You can see how easy this gets. It gets easier and easier. Earlier, when I was going over the skills, there was a second skill, right? And what that skill does is it takes every feature that I'm building and basically matches it up one to what would be an endpoint on the back end, right? So say if I build a carousel where I wanted to show featured items, that would line it up directly with a back end, so that any data that I have inside that, it would be able to be on the back end and be able to be saved and updated. So that way I can kind of turn the back end into a CMS and basically be able to make updates at any point. So let's take a look at this. Light mode, dark mode. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. These will be images of actual caps or whatever. So this is just like a placeholder. It's like an image placeholder. So I'm fine with that. Light mode, I really like. I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I'm super fine with this. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, so let's create a product page. Please create a product page. Make sure that the product link in the nav. Is there any other thing? Explore collection. The explore collection, and view all caps, and view all caps are linked to the new page. Well, let's give it a little bit more thing. Please think about everything that a user would need to see in order to navigate and purchase some caps. Let's do that. Let's see what it comes up with. I could probably close this, but I actually like him being able to look into this. So it's going to add a products page with the same look and feel, I believe. And now, since it knows how to work with React, look at where it put it. So it's app products page. So that's pretty much the way that React does its pages. I mean, Next.js does its pages. It has like a theme that it likes you to build with. So now it knows how to build that. It also knows how to set the navigation in order to do it, all because we are using that MCP server. Okay, let's always allow him to navigate to that and be able to see. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. All right, so uh look at this. A real cart state, so it's ready to throw a shopping cart in here for me. It's ready. But before we do that, let's get some styling things knocked out here because I'm seeing some things that I don't like. So let's open up the real one. Let's open up a real page here. Let's follow that link and let's go to products just to make sure it works. All right. So one thing that makes pages look professional versus terrible is spacing. Spacing is huge. Typography is very huge. Um, Hierarchy, right? Showing what is important. Like certain things are important. Like the products on this page, very important. So that there's a good highlight and emphasis on those products. So that's good. But the pattern between these guys is terrible, right? So there's no pattern between these guys. Um, what's the most important things here, right? 4 stars. The reviews for it is pretty good, but it doesn't look well put together. So let's get in here and see what we can do to make this look better. All right, so let's put this to the side here, and let's get back over here and open up our thing. All right, so we need to tell them. Um, let's see, in the section. Oh no, that's fine. In the section with the categories, and sizes, etc. We need some padding between the title and the drop down. Also, I don't think the headers are using the man wrote font. Okay. So let's see. I swear that's like an Arial font. So to find your perfect cap, I think that's Arial. Um, we'll see what it comes up with. I'm gonna kind of push to make sure that he uses the proper font. Much better. I like the little animation and the highlight that happens when you go over a they call them card. We need some more spacing in here. I don't like how this really looks. Let's maybe do some type of icons or something in order to do those stars. Um, okay, it looks like the headers changed, so that's a good thing. We on our way. I think it's probably too much information going on inside these products. Let's see what we could do about this. Okay. Um, I like it. 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 Too much information. All right, let's see what he can do. Um, oh, you know what would be cool on here? Uh, on the top of the page, can we add a carousel, what's the word I want to use? We want to make sure that it actually works, a functional carousel that displays different sales and bargains. Let's do that. I'll let them work on that. These cards, though, these cards are bothering me. I think it's a little bit too much. Maybe we save all this extra detail for if they click on it and they can actually see the details. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. This is kind of close. Hopefully it realizes that we need some padding here. I need some padding between here. This is bothering me. My OCD is going a little wacky jacky right now. All right, I like that. That's looking real nice. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let's get some pattern between there. Hopefully it does it itself. If not, I'll just tell it. All right, so that is cycling by itself. Let's see what this is doing. All right, let's get some pattern. We need some padding between the carousel and the product collection tag or title or header. I don't know what to call that, title. I like it. All right. So now we got that going on. Too much information. I would like to see some details if they click on these cards. Okay, cool. We got a vertical gap between there. We got some find your perfect cap. You know what? I need a pagination going on under here. So we'll do that right after this. Let's do First, let's get these cards right. So the product cards display too much information. Some of, actually, I'm gonna be more specific. The reviews and the reviews, colors, sizes should be available to view in a pop-up modal. We can replace that information with a link that says view details, right? So I'm saying I want them to be able to click on it, be able to view details, and then the save, I'll keep the save because the save could be like, you know, maybe a wish list. So maybe we could implement some type of wish list thing on here. All right, cool. So I'm expecting them to create some type of modal. You know what I probably should have done? I want to make sure that that modal that is using is a component, right? Because that's one big thing about React. React uses components, so it's like reusable components. I probably should have wrote that already, but I'll probably say it afterward. I want to make sure that it is a component. Look at this. Look at this. Much better. Much better. If you want, I can make save and add to cart, actually update a local state. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm liking this. Let's look at it. All right, let's try it out. A view modal. Ooh, baby. Come on, B. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. Let's close. Does this work? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So you can kind of see where we're going with this, man. This is going to be pictures of certain caps or whatever. I like where we're going with it. So right now we could go home. Everything is looking good. This doesn't make sense just adding it to cart. They may need some details over here. I can hit that up. Let's go to the products page. Let's get this pagination under there working. Let's do that. Let's move this to the side. Let's get the pagination game going. Please add pagination. Please add a pagination component under the products. Also implement a functional page max. I think this is good. I think this is good. Is that enough information? Let's say functional. I just got to keep on saying this. Okay, I think that's good. So you see how fast I'm going through this stuff, man? This is like stuff that would have took, you know, like maybe days. All right. So it's kind of like, hey, you build a website, you show it to your boss. Your boss says, hey, maybe we should do this, and then you take it back to the drawing board, and now you implement this thing, and blah blah blah. We are doing multiple things on this site, and it's like feature after feature, and we are just flying through it. So we added a carousel, we added pagination just in itself. When you think about it, there's a lot that goes into a pagination thing, right? So it's it's not a lot of mathematics, but the code, to understand the code that goes behind what is in a pagination, right? Because you want to tell it, hey, give me all of the products that I have, and now you want to divide those up it by the maximum page, right? So divide those up, and that's going to tell you how many pages you have. And then now I want to show these things. So it's some stuff that has to go in there. So you like for a human, you have to think a lot. Now I'm just passing all of that stuff off to a model that knows this stuff. I'm also passing off, um, like I'm telling it what I want as far as design wise, how I want it to look, certain things that should show versus what shouldn't show. I implemented a modal. Now I'm implementing pagination. All of this stuff is just happening, right? I'm just letting it run. I'm just sitting here. I'm drinking a Diet Coke right now, and this guy is working his tail off. And all I'm doing is just telling him what I like and what I don't like. So I'm essentially turning into the boss that I have, right? Where he would tell me to do something and make certain changes. Now I'm telling the model to make these certain changes and what I like and what I don't like. So let's look. Look at this. Look at this. Page max 3. Let's bump that up to 9. Doesn't look like that, did it? It's showing 6. 9 didn't work. Let's look at 6. 9. All right, so that doesn't look like it's working. Let's complain. Let's open this up. All right. You know what? I think it only has 9 things, right? So let's look at the code. This is the part that, somebody that is, not code savvy or whatever, I think is like a maximum that they put in here, but I'm just gonna actually look. So I'm going to look for something called data. So it should have some data information in here. So let's look at the app, products. That's the products page. Do we have data components? Where would my data be going? All right, so let's look. This is the carousel. Let's go to the, that's my component. Let's look at the products page then. Let's look at products. Let's look at the actual page. And you know what? This guy is using an array in here. So I think there's only 6 of them in here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So, okay, cool. What I want to do is, please add more products so I can test the pagination. So this guy's just gonna come in. It's gonna probably add some more products. I wouldn't have done it like this. I wouldn't put it directly in the code. This is how I would do it. Let's tell him I'm gonna tell them. But essentially, this information here that you're looking at, this is stuff that we would normally store in like a database, right? So what are our sizes? What are our reviews and blah blah blah. So what are the different colors that we have, the description and all that stuff. This is like data elements that we would put in a database. So right now it looks like they put a bunch more products, and let's test here. Let's take a look. So now we have 2 pages. Let's go to the second page. Beautiful. Let's, are we looking at now? Let's go to the first page. Beautiful. 9 things showing. I like it. I like it. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Pagination. Done. Looks good. Looks good. We got our carousel running. It's showing different things. Cool. What else do we need here? What is a good idea? What is a good idea? What do we want to do? I could get the cart working. I could get the cart working. I love this, the order summary. I really like this. Let's say add the cart. Let's see if that's actually working. It's not. So it's not linked up. It's not tied up. I like the view details. We can see that. I'm really liking that. All right. Probably on the view details, I would probably want to put like an image of the actual product that we're looking at. So it's kind of like you start coming up with the ideas and you add on to it, and you can just keep on going. One thing that I'm not liking and is bothering me is that this page right here is too slim. So I'm gonna jump in. I'm just gonna tell it. Tailwind uses a div called a container, and that container is what's giving us that width. So on extra large screens, can we make sure the container is a bit wider? So that was bothering me. It's too slim because I have a lot of real estate on my screen, and I guess the way that this is showing, you should be able to see that it's too slim on my page. So let's take a look at it. See if it widens up a little bit. That's better. That's better. Where is my light mode and dark mode? Let's go home. All right, my light and dark mode should show across all pages, so it doesn't look. I'm gonna tell him to think about it. I'm gonna tell the model to think about it, right? This is probably like one of the last things that I'm gonna do on it, because right now it kind of gives you the idea and it lets you know like what we could actually accomplish with just building it in a model. Like I said, I'm gonna share the skill with you guys, and you could just go crazy. I should see a footer on this as well, because I have a footer down here. Let's clean this up. Let's get him to clean it up. Let's get him to clean it up. There's too much inconsistency. So there are some inconsistencies. I should see the same header and footer across all pages. Please refactor the application so that the header and footer are components. I would get into, I should be able to change from light mode to dark mode and blah, blah, blah. Um, let's do that. So we got some reviews. We could put some real images in. Real images is what takes it to the next level. Like once you actually have real images. But this placeholder, I gotta say, I really am impressed. I'm impressed with this. I think it already did it, right? So I'm in products. No, let's go to product page right now. Nope, hasn't done it yet. Let's see what is going on. Okay. And one last trick of the trade is I might actually have it go through and make sure that we're using best practices. Um, if you want, I can highlight the active nav. I don't really care about that. Let's look. Let's take a look. All right, we got the same thing. We got dark mode, light mode. I like the light mode better. I could probably do some things to change up dark mode, but this is, I gotta say, I really like what I'm looking at. We got returns, contact, shipping. We could do all of these things. I think I am going to end it here. Like I said, we could create a backend for it. We can set up the, like, setting up the pages, super easy, super simple. It probably should take a couple of minutes, but I think I'm gonna end it off here. Please let me know if you like it. Please hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and you know I only plan to get better. We will plan to get better. Things that I learn about AI, things that I learn about the tooling with AI, I will make videos in the future to make sure that you guys are abreast. If there's anything that I did wrong here, or you know something that I could have done better, please let me know. For now, I hope all is well with all of you guys, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.